Good day everyone, you are welcome to this module. In this module, we are going to be dealing with Shoreline Change Detection Analysis. It's going to be a complete lesson that we have organized into manageable module. This is the outline of the module. We have number 1, Introduction, which is going to be the focus of this very first video. Then number 2, we have downloading of satellite images for shoreline change detection analysis. Then number 3, we have shoreline extraction from satellite image, and we have shoreline change analysis. Then we are going to have exploring shoreline dynamics in 3D. Now, the introduction, which is the focus of today's video. Introduction to Shoreline Change Detection Analysis. To start with, what is a shoreline? A shoreline is defined as the area where land meets a body of water, such as an ocean, sea, lake, or river. Permit me to use cursor. If you look at this very image, you can see this is body of water and this is land. So the area where land and water meet is what we refer to as shoreline. You can see my cursor. This line or area where the water meets the land mass is called shoreline. And this shoreline, it changes over time. As the water rises and falls, it changes. It moves from one place to another over time. So these changes is what we refer to as shoreline change detection analysis. Then, why is it so important to us? The shoreline change detection analysis is a crucial process in coastal management and environmental monitoring, and it aims at understanding how shorelines evolve over time due to natural processes and human activities. This analysis involves the assessment of variation in position of the shoreline, which can significantly affect ecosystem, human infrastructure, and coastal management. If you look at this very figure, you can see that this red signifies the shoreline of this area in 1984. By 1984, the shoreline was at this red line. So, however, by 1990, the shoreline has changed to this very light blue. Then, by year 2005, you can see that the line has moved away from where it used to be. You can see it here. And by year 2014, you can see it. This is yellow, in yellow. So, what is the significance of this? It is very crucial. For instance, in 1984, that the shoreline was here. This area could, as at that time, be considered as being safe. But as the shoreline moves, you can see that infrastructure that were here in 1984, by year 2005, those infrastructure will have been washed away. The analysis of the movement of this shoreline as it changes over time is what is called shoreline change detection analysis. So, and it's very important. Then, the importance of shoreline change detection analysis is that detecting changes in shoreline is essential for coastal management, as it helps to identify areas prone to erosion, sediment deposition, and habitat loss. This information is crucial for developing strategy to mitigate the impact of climate change, sea level rise, and extreme weather events. So it helps a lot. For instance, if you look at this very figure, you see a coastal erosion here. As the shorelines changes, it is very, very important when we study it, because it will help in managing, for instance, coastal erosion. Then, what are the methods that are employed in studying shoreline dynamics? The first one is remote sensing. The use of remote sensing imagery, area photograph, and drones allow for the collection of data over large area and long time period. Remote sensing provides a cost-effective means to monitor shoreline changes effectively. We cannot be on site to monitor every coastline, but with the use of remote sensing, even coastlines that are not accessible, we can still monitor it. And also, it also provides cost-effective means of monitoring shoreline. Then the second method is geographic information system. So GIS softwares enable the integration of various spatial data sources, facilitating analysis and visualization of shoreline changes. Shoreline can be mapped and change trends can be analyzed over time. So with the help of GIS, we can gather information from various sources to analyze and see the changes that has occurred at the shoreline over time. So another method used in shoreline change detection analysis is topographic and bathymetric survey. So ground-based survey can provide detailed measurements of shoreline elevation and submerged area, helping to calibrate and validate remote sensing data. Another method used is long-time monitoring. So long-time monitoring, it helps in establishing a systematic and continuous monitoring program which helps in understanding seasonal and long-time trends, enabling better predictive modeling. So after we study the changes in shoreline over time, it helps to be able to predict or model the changes. Now, what are the tools and techniques used in shoreline change detection analysis? Number one is shoreline positioning, and a typical example of this technique is the digital shoreline analysis system, popularly known as DSAS, or the shoreline change analysis program. They are used to quantify shoreline movement over time. Then we have number two, which is statistical analysis. Statistical methods such as linear regression and geospatial analysis help to analyze trends in shoreline movement and assess the significance of the observed changes. Another tools and technique used is digital elevation model. High-resolution digital elevation models support the analysis of coastal topographies and can help in understanding the interplay between land and water during different tidal conditions. For instance, if you look at this very image, you can see this is a typical example of digital elevation model. And if you look at area which is deep blue, is the water body, while the other area are higher elevation area. So the interplay between the water body and the land as the water rises is a very good technique to use to study shoreline change detection. So as the water rises and falls, we can use this to model the changes. Then what are the applications of shoreline change detection analysis? It has various applications, and one of the applications is in coastal planning and management. Shoreline change detection informs effective coastal zone management, habitat conservation, and infrastructure protection. If you look at this very diagram, you can see this is a typical example of application of shoreline change detection analysis. It helps to understand which area should be designated as resorts and tourism, which area should be designated as wildlife reserve, which area is defense zone, and which area should be used as ports, or which area should be open to commercial fishing. So with the understanding of how the coastline changes over time, it is very possible to segment our coastal area into different zones for safety purpose and for management. So this is one of the applications of shoreline change detection analysis, as it helps in coastal planning and management. Then the next application is erosion and flood risk assessment. Identifying area at risk of erosion or flood helps in mitigating potential impact on communities and ecosystem. If you look at this very image, you can see that as the shoreline changes, studying it helps in identifying areas that are prone to erosion. So by studying it, we'll be able to take strategic steps to prevent coastal erosion or to even warn communities on the danger ahead. So the next application is in climate change studies. So understanding shoreline dynamics contributes to research on the effect of climate change, particularly concerning rising sea levels and increased storm intensity. Then what are the challenges that are associated with shoreline change detection analysis? Number one is data limitation, especially in developing countries. So inconsistent data availability and resolution can hinder analysis. Access to high quality, long-time data set is essential for reliable shoreline change detection. In developing countries where there is no access to data or no government intervention in monitoring shoreline, it is very difficult to run change detection analysis effectively, because in some communities, governments are not even involved. It is the locals that are managing the shoreline. So in such area, there will be inconsistent data or no available data to even carry out the analysis. And number two challenge is natural variability. Shorelines are influenced by various factors, including tidal fluctuations, sediment supply, and human interference, so making it challenging to isolate specific cause of shoreline change. So because shoreline change is caused by various factors, it's not just possible to isolate one to say, oh, it is human activities or it is climate change. So it has a lot of factors that influence shoreline change. So as a result of that, we cannot just isolate one factor as a cause of the shoreline changes. So in conclusion, shoreline change detection analysis is vital for sustainable coastal management and conservation strategies. By leveraging advanced technologies and methodologies, coastal scientists and managers can better understand shoreline dynamics, inform policy decisions, and promote resilience in coastal communities against the impact of environmental changes. In the next video, we are going to look at how to download satellite image for shoreline change detection analysis. See you in the next video. It's going to be interesting. Thank you for watching.